If you've followed me for a while, you know that I have this theory about there being three kinds of storytellers. Those being storytellers, story crafters, and story shapers. Storytellers are very fluid storytellers. They are very good at the act of actually telling the story. They may not have a script, they may just be ad-libbing everything they do. As a result, sometimes they can have some difficulty holding onto their message, but they're very natural in an interaction. Peter Molyneux is the classic storyteller, where as he is speaking to an audience, sometimes he gets out over his skis and starts inventing features whole cloth in the middle of a presentation, and meanwhile, back at base, his team is freaking out as he's inventing brand new game design. Story crafters build that story meticulously from the ground up. They have a very clear script. They might have a 7,000 page long PowerPoint presentation that can handle any scrutiny. The difficulty they can have is that their story can end up being quite rigid. And if they find themselves up against an audience that doesn't act in the way that they expected, they can have a lot of difficulty adjusting to that change. I've seen story crafters with meticulously built PowerPoints, meticulously built strategies completely collapse from very minimal resistance simply because that resistance was coming from an unexpected direction. Story shaper, which is what I am, use that interaction with the audience to essentially build the story with them. Ideally, they work with an audience over several interactions, building and crafting and shaping the story into something that interests and engages their audience. This can be a rather involved process. And as a YouTuber, my interaction with the audience is pretty limited. So how do I do it? How do I act as a story shaper in a medium that doesn't really have a two-way communication channel with the audience? Partially it's because it's not completely one way. There is some feedback that I get back. But more than that, I've had to adopt processes that are compatible with the way that I do storytelling. So I don't do complete scripting of my videos. If you've been watching, you notice that I actually often have a lot of edits in my videos. These are usually not multiple takes. These are usually just getting rid of the pauses or retreads as I effectively build that story up in real time. The other thing I do is I use the act of recording as an act of interaction. I'm essentially acting with an imaginary audience and filling the role both of audience and as storyteller. It's certainly outside of my comfort zone, but it has been pretty effective to allow me to tell the stories that I want to tell. Does it make me a world-class YouTuber? Certainly not. A very effective storyteller is so engaging that they could be telling you about what they had for breakfast, and because they're so smooth and so able to spin a story out of any material, they're going to be very engaging in a microscopic level. Whereas a story crafter is going to script out what they're going to say so perfectly, and it's going to come out well-reasoned, well-researched, and very smoothly because they're going to have built that clarity and polish into their process. I'm falling in between. I have a rough outline and I have an idea of the points that I'm trying to get across, but I'm not fully scripted like a story crafter would be. A storyteller is telling an engaging story, is spinning an interesting yarn. They may not get deep points across in all cases, but they can tell something that a large audience is going to be interested in listening to. A story crafter is able to imagine an audience that is very different than themselves and craft to that audience, potentially being able to reach a group of people that's very different than themselves. But myself, a story shaper, I can only really build towards an audience that I have access to. Ideally, I'm building the story with that audience. And if not that, either I am like that audience or I have access to a surrogate that is like that audience. If I don't have that access, it's very, very difficult for me to build a story for that audience because it's hard for me to do the shaping process. A crafter is able to use some of the mechanical nature of the way they build story to target outside of their sphere of comfort. But for me, because of that more organic process, unless I have some way of being able to echo that audience back at me, it can be very difficult for me to reach a story that is remotely effective for that audience. But ultimately, this works for me because the goals of my YouTube channel are to communicate the information that I feel is important to get out, to communicate the things that I think are useful to people who are trying to get into the video game industry, trying to make games, or have been in the video game industry for a long time and are looking to help the industry get better. So while my communication strengths aren't very well aligned with YouTube as a medium, the overlap is sufficient that I'm fulfilling the goals that I want. If you are a longtime viewer, you can certainly see times when the surrogate audience that I'm playing has been mismatched with the actual audience that a video is picking up. Usually this happens when the video is spread to a lot larger of an audience. And in that case, what I've been targeting, which is enthusiasts and people who are interested in video game development, people in the industry or hoping to be in the industry, isn't matched by people who are coming in to watch one of my other videos. And in that case, things can get a little squirrely. What I've made, the way I'm speaking, the things that I'm saying aren't in line with what this audience is expecting. In a lot of ways, in that case, I'm acting like a story crafter who finds themselves with an audience they weren't expecting, because there's only so much I can do after the fact. If I was presenting to this audience, then there are ways to shape and mold and adjust the message as you go. But a video is largely static once it is published, and it's very difficult to do any active story shaping once a video is out in the world. So if you believe yourself to be a story shaper, my advice to you, when you find yourself unable to get started in a medium as a form of communication, is simply to start. Because your natural inclination is to use the act of communication as the reinforcement of that communication, the best way to do it is to do it. Even though you may not have an audience, if you are trying to be a YouTuber, making a video is going to give you a starting point, which you will now be able to iterate on. Maybe you delete that video and never show it to the public. Maybe you never even upload it in the first place. If you need to make a presentation to pitch your game, the best way for a story shaper to start is to make an initial presentation and then present it to anybody or no one even. And the act of building the deck and making that initial presentation is going to give you some momentum on which you can now start the process of shaping the story. If you're a storyteller, you're probably ready to go right away. So for you, what you really need to do is lock down the lines you're not willing to cross. That's the danger for a storyteller, is because you're so sensitive to the engagement of your audience, there's a danger that you are going to cross lines, promise things that you shouldn't, simply because you're in the moment interacting with that audience at such a visceral level. If you're a story crafter, you probably have already started that deck. You probably have that plan well underway. For you, the thing you need to try to figure out is how to make sure you maintain flexibility in your storytelling. It might not be that you need to change what you're planning to do. You may just need to be willing to change the way you talk about it. If you aren't, then you can find yourself with an audience that disengages from you, even though they might be interested in what you're saying if you're willing to say it another way. So if you want to lean into your crafting instincts, think about building a second deck, which gets to the same points, but in a very different way. And while you may never present that second deck, you have gone through the exercise. If you find your audience unreceptive, you're able to pivot to some of that messaging that you prepared beforehand. For me as a story shaper, it's often just about planting the seed at all, and then using that seed to build upon. And while that seed might be way off base, just the fact that it's a starting point allows me to grow the message, even if it's having to grow it quite far away from that initial starting point. By understanding what kind of storyteller you are, whether it be storyteller, story shaper, or story crafter, you're able to help yourself get going and use that to work in situations where you otherwise might not be comfortable. Some mediums are better for different types of storytellers, but all of us can figure out how to navigate in these different waters. And ideally, if you really understand the way that you tell stories and you have a team, ideally what you actually do is you build a group around yourself that represent these other kinds of storytelling. If you have a team that it consists of a storyteller, a story crafter, and a story shaper, then you are really ready for anything. That storyteller is going to grab that guy in the elevator and get him excited to hear what you're talking about. That story crafter already has a deck ready to go. He's got the data ready to back up what the storyteller is talking about. And the story shaper is able to help navigate the waters, keep the boat off the rocks as you are moving through this conversation with this potentially very important person. So if you're a story shaper like me, my advice is get started. If you are a storyteller, my advice is make sure you know what lines you're not allowed to cross. And if you are a story crafter, think about how you can build flexibility into your messaging. A special thanks to my members. They provide the resources that this channel needs to keep running. If you're interested in becoming a member, there's a link to that down in the description. We also have a Patreon if you are more interested in supporting the channel in that way. Both patrons and channel members get access to our Discord, so if you're looking for a deeper way to interact with the audience, that's an excellent way to do it. We also have merch. This is the 2DA Forever shirt, which I haven't worn in a while. There will be a link to that in a shelf below this video as well. If you're wondering, man, I wonder if he made this video because the seed he was trying to plant for the video he planned simply didn't sprout. And well done, that's exactly what's going on here. What kind of storyteller are you? How do you get started? How do you keep yourself from going off track? Let's talk about your strategies down in the comments. I will see you again soon. Thank you.